The Tortoise and the Hare. Long ago, a rabbit ran across the meadow faster than the wind itself. He leapt high into the bright morning air with proud energy. "Nothing can outrun me," he shouted as animals watched. His boastful voice echoed across the sunny fields. In the same meadow, a tortoise walked slowly, step by patient step. He greeted flowers and insects with gentle warmth. "I may be slow, but I always keep going," he said with a soft smile. His calm and steady spirit comforted all who saw him. One day, the rabbit laughed loudly at the slow-moving tortoise. "You're far too slow. You could never beat me," he teased. Even the birds fluttered away at the sound of his laughter. But the tortoise simply kept his gentle smile. The tortoise raised his head and said, "Then let us race." The rabbit blinked, then burst into laughter again. "A race against you? Too easy," he boasted. But the tortoise nodded with quiet determination. News of the race spread quickly across the meadow. Animals gathered excitedly from burrows and branches. The warm breeze carried whispers of curiosity and wonder. Everyone wondered which would win, speed or persistence. The rabbit and the tortoise stood at the starting line. A wise old owl raised its wing to begin the race. "Ready, set, go!" echoed across the meadow, and the race began with a burst of excitement. The rabbit shot forward like a streak of white lightning. Grass bent under the wind of his speed. He grinned, confident he was already far ahead. Behind him, the tortoise had barely begun. The tortoise walked with soft but steady rhythm. He focused only on the path before him. Birds sang gentle cheers above his shell. He nodded slightly, accepting their encouragement. The rabbit turned and laughed loudly at the distant tortoise. He stretched lazily on a rock, enjoying the sunshine. "This is easier than resting," he boasted. But the tortoise continued without slowing. The rabbit lay down beneath a shady tree. The gentle breeze cooled his fur as his eyes grew heavy. "I have plenty of time," he murmured. Soon he drifted into a deep, careless sleep. The tortoise passed blooming flowers with quiet determination. He moved beyond the tree where the rabbit slept. He did not pause or hesitate even once. His steady heart guided each step forward. The animals gasped to see the tortoise nearing the finish line. They began cheering loudly with bright voices. "Go, tortoise, go!" echoed across the meadow. The tortoise lifted his head with humble pride. With one final push, the tortoise crossed the finish line. The meadow erupted into joyful cheers. Never had such a quiet creature won so grandly. The tortoise breathed deeply, filled with gentle pride. Suddenly, the rabbit awoke in confusion. He leapt upright, realizing he had slept far too long. The race! I overslept, he cried. Fear surged through his chest as he began to run. The rabbit sprinted faster than ever before. Wind roared loudly as he dashed across the path. His heart pounded with worry. But deep inside, he feared it was already too late. The rabbit arrived to see the tortoise already celebrated by cheering animals. His ears drooped as shame washed over him. "It's not fair. I only slept a little," he complained. But no one paid attention to his excuses. The tortoise approached the rabbit with gentle steps. He spoke calmly, without pride or anger. "Speed alone cannot win every race," he said. "Slow and steady wins the race." The rabbit lowered his gaze, realizing his mistake. He remembered all the times he had mocked others. A quiet sadness filled his heart, yet he knew he could become better. The rabbit gave the tortoise a small but sincere smile. "I will try harder from now on," he said softly. The tortoise nodded warmly in return. Peaceful calmness settled over the meadow once again. From that day on, the rabbit practiced with true humility. Sometimes he even walked beside the tortoise, matching his pace. They became unlikely friends, learning from each other, and the meadow remembered their story for many seasons.